Good day, viewers, and welcome to the experience. Of course, as you know, the experience is the platform where we share thoughts and ideas, that we feel can benefit as many people as possible. And today, I'll be talking to us about staying on the top. By experience, I've come to understand that it takes a lot, to maintain your status at the top. The biggest challenge in the human race today is how to maintain your status, how to remain where you are on the top. Because we have had experiences. We've studied a few persons who struggled in the course of their life, managed in the course of their life, did a lot of things, just to get at the top level and eventually got there. Maybe it could be getting to that fame, getting to that, influential level, getting to the top of the peak of your career, getting to a certain stage in your management, in your career, where you supposedly that you have seen God's grace is one of the most difficult things to do. Now, we have seen that it's not just getting there that is the challenge. It's the strategies and the ability to remain there. A lot of people get there and within a short while, they just fizzle away. I mean, if you go to the music entertainment industry, you will find a lot of what I'm talking about. If you go to different careers, you find what I'm talking about. People get to the peak of their career, get to the peak of of their destiny, and lack of the strategies, the principles that helps you to remain there brings you down. And that is why in construction, most people who are engineers will tell you that they put more emphasis, they lay more, emphasis on the foundation that carries the building or the structure to the top. A lot of us do not consider that. So, as much as it's important to get to the top, where you stand, what takes you up is as important as that. So those are the issues we're going to be talking about today. What are those issues that keep you up there, that makes you year after year, months after months, decades after decades, you're still on top of that place, being relevant, being consulted, being a principal, being a principality that anybody can leverage, can come around and tap from your wealth of experience. What are those things? So because you see, we have seen in this country and across the world where structures that have gotten up to 13 stories, 10 stories, 5 stories, 4 stories collapsed down to the root of it. The challenges are not that the engineers were not smart or that the people who were building were not smart, but there was something wrong with the foundation. Something was wrong with the structural foundation of the structure. And that is why it couldn't stand the test of time. Some of them are even finished, completely finished, furnished, people moving. And they kill not just they collapse not just the building, but also kill people who are in it. So you see, if you don't take care and understand the things that keep you on the top, if you are in a haste to get up there by hook, by however, you just want to get up there, believe me, you're going to crash. And sometimes you crash with people's destiny. You crash with people, you destroy other lives. For instance, you see a young man, he doesn't want to do anything. There's nothing that appeals to him. He does not understand the principles of hard work, of diligence, of character, values, morals that govern him. Nothing. He just wants to, by any means, just become a millionaire, become a billionaire, and just get to the top. Some of them, we have seen some of them. I've had a story of some guys who, however, just got the money, went to buy a car. The day they bought the car, they moved into the club. That same night they bought the car, they went to the club, got drunk. Before you know it, on their way leaving the club, accident, and they died. Who do you blame? Who do you blame? So there are things for somebody who understands his career and purpose, for somebody who understands his destiny and mission in life. You need to build character. You need to build character. People should be able, you should be a man that people can trust, a man that people can depend on. Your dependability status has to be very solid. People should be able to give in to you, not minding where you're coming from. You must have character. You must have values. What are your governing values? There are things you cannot do no matter what happens. No matter what anybody is talking about, you can't cross this boundary. There are certain things you can't do to make money. So you must have these value systems, these principles, these compacts that govern your life. People must know you as somebody who, if he says yes, he will rather go against himself to make sure that he fulfills his yes. Those are the things that keep people. Value system, your morality, your capacity to build a formidable character. Those are the things that can keep you to the top. Getting to the top is not the issue. It is remaining there. For some people who have seen money, there are people in this country that we know who have seen money. You know, money amplifies who you are. Money showcases who you are. That's what money does. Money can rather tell us whether you're a wayward person or you're a disciplined person. Two people can have same amount of money, but you can see the clear difference between the both of them just by their value system, just by their choice of behavior. Some other people, theirs is to use their wealth and affluence to intimidate, to hurt and put other people in pain. There are others, their funds and their money is used for charity. They want to see other people happy. They want to see their environment, in a good shape. I know a man, a big man, a very wealthy man, his surroundings, people that live, if you go to his house, have about 500 kVA, is it 5 or 250 kVA generator that cannot even, I don't think his house can take up to 50. But all his neighbors around him, right there, are not being powered. He's the only man that has light when the light comes on. I mean, what does it take? So you see that there are certain moralities that you develop. It governs your life. It keeps you at that top where nothing can bring you down. Nothing can bring you down. Nothing can set you down from where you are. So it is important that we know as young people, fast money will never give you that, what I'm talking about. You see all these microwaves kind of funds and kind of wealth that people get, it can never take you there. It will not. It will never. You want to cheat people. You want to you want to involve yourself in internet fraud, internet scam, and just however, just to get there, just to buy that car that you want to drive, move into a house that you cannot maintain, live a life that you cannot maintain. For what purpose? A time is coming when the foundation is not measured up with the structure. It will collapse. Definitely it will collapse. So I have seen a lot of them. I just don't want to start mentioning names of people. There are musicians in this country today that if you look behind you, you can't find them. Some of them died very young, some of them cut their lives very young, but these are people that if you listen to their lyrics, I mean, they're supposed to be standing there at the peak of their career. But lack of proper structural foundation has taken them out. Some of them today are begging for food. Some of them today are nowhere to be found. So I want to encourage you, give yourself, develop stamina. You see the way people go to the gym and build muscle. They go to gym, carry a weight just to build muscle. That's how you build your character. That's how you build your morality. That's how you build your value system. You begin to, people can invest in you. People can trust you. People can bank on you. People can look at you as somebody who 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 has a very strong moral system that cannot be compromised. And once you get up to that level, communities, organizations, individuals will begin to invest in you as a person. One man that I like to listen to his story a lot, is Coach Charis. Coach Charis, every time he tells his story, he's a man, he's a human being. He cannot be said to be perfect. But the truth of the matter is that that man has built an impeccable character and morality and value system for himself and his business. And he has worked for him. People now beg him to take this money. Is there any way you can put it? Take this money. Well, just if you listen to his story, that's what a great foundation can do. And for me, it's one of the prayers I pray every day that God should help me. As a young man growing up, money is not everything. That's the truth. We've seen people with all the money, with all the affluence, with all the contact, with all the influence, with all the vehicles, but very little, very, very, very little moral system, very, very little character. So I want to encourage us to understand that as we move in the course of our lives, there is something more significant. There's something more significant than influence, than fame, than money. That is your value system. Your value system as a woman, your value system as a man, as a young man. I used to tell people that if people like us can sit behind the camera or before the camera to speak to others, every young man who is focused will succeed. Because someday we're going to tell our stories how we got to where we are today. We were part of those people that they thought that nothing ever good will come out from us. We were part of those people. But through grace, through faithfulness of God, through hard work, through consistency, through helping to build, listening to the word of God, listening to the principles of, because the truth of the matter is that you can't take away these things. These are the materials that form your daily life existence. And for me, I can tell you that one of the biggest things that has assisted me. For a young man who lost his father when he was quite yet in primary school, in those days, in 1990s, growing up with no major a father figure in my life, we were part of the people that they never thought that would ever amount to anything. But I can tell you, to their shock and surprise, God has distinguished himself where we are. So I can maintain to tell you, I see a lot of young people today, when they sit with you, only thing they want to talk about is how to make money. How did you arrive here? Wow, what is this? How can this happen? How can that happen? All of those are important. But the truth of the matter is that if your foundation is not strong enough, if you have not built a very solid foundation to which can carry these yearnings of your heart, the truth of the matter is that build it from now till tomorrow, it will collapse right in front of you. It will collapse right in front of you. When you get there and you think that you have arrived, it's time to relax. You now begin to see some of these traces, some of these things. People will do something with you and they find out that they can't stand. People will commit to you. They find out that there are, issues here and there. It will not stand. So I want to encourage you, build your character, build your value system. There should be certain things you cannot do, no matter how much you're going to make from it, no matter how much that will come out from it. You have seen it. I've had to reject certain things just because I'm aware this is going to put me into trouble. It's different when you don't know. When the Bible talked about in the days of ignorance, God will overlook. Of course, there are certain things that you might not know that these things are like that. That's why we're human beings. And you dabble into it. For such things, God will make a way. God will create grace that will bring you. Not that you know that this is evil. You know this is crime. You know this is not right. But it will give you this amount. It will give you social amount. You just dabble into it just because you want to make money. At that point, you have no value. Your value system is eroded. Your morality is not in a proper standing. You don't have character. So anything can go as far as you're concerned. And that's not what we're talking about. So I want to encourage us. Study men who have succeeded and they are still up there many years after. They are still up there many years after. What are the secrets? This, what I'm telling you, is just a secret. Their value system, their principles, and their morality. So as you move on, as you grow in your life, as you pursue your career, understand that these are the things that govern you. You must be deliberate to formulate your foundation and build on it deeply, very deeply, before you start to lay the blocks of your life. Thank you so much for listening.